Hello everybody, welcome to boxART. Remember the last time I introduced boxART to you? I was trying to tell you the concept of boxART. Do you remember what it is? Well, if you don't, I'll tell you that boxART is about a new way of creating art on wood canvas. And in this case, the wood canvas is in the form of a box. The last time we ended the video was a ready-made one-face page or one-face look of the frame. Today we're going to look at the other three faces. But what's important for today is to prepare the wood canvas in order to create boxART. Now let's start. Before we start, we have to prepare ourselves with some of the things that need to be done in order to do a good and proper job. So, in wood preparation, like today, we are going to take one of the remaining three faces. Now, before we start, I'd like to tell you that boxART has got some guidelines. The first guideline is always to keep it simple, which is KIS. The second acronym is to keep it basic. In other words, like for today, I will make it very short. And the last one, of course, is make myself happy. It is your own boxART, it is your own design, so create your own terms to make yourself happy when you do boxART. Now let's begin. Continuing from the last time, we need to have a few accessories in order to prepare the wood canvas properly. Remember, this wood canvas was 80 grit sanded. Now I want to tell you that wood has a special quality about it. In this face, for instance, the wood already has got a few imperfections. We call it knots. And that's the beauty about wood. It's how we create an imperfection as the wood is growing to create some kind of beauty we call perfection. And that is materially in our control. So some of the things which we need in order to make a canvas ready for painting is, like for today, I want to use an oil-based one-coat stain. Alright? This stain is charcoal or black in color. The idea is that when we use the paint or the wood stain, it will bring out the grains, and that's how I will create the base for today. Secondly, and very importantly, I will use a flame gun. Now, I don't usually use a flame gun, but for today's presentation, I will use a flame gun in order to fasten how the wood canvas will look like if you were to go to the other stage, which is to start painting. There are other things which you need, which is of course a good roll of tissue, and of course a brush, and an opener. So let's begin. Always give it a good shake. And then we'll open the lid or the cover. Remember, wood grains are important in boxART. In some of my art, I preserve the wood grains till the end. In some, the wood grains are hidden. But whatever it is, you need to create a base. Sometimes I skip the base by not using wood stain. But today, I want to show you that the proper way of actually bringing out the beauty of wood, especially the knots here, is to stain it and bring out the patterns. So let's begin. Okay. I hope you're enjoying your day today. Okay. Remember, whatever you're doing in boxART, it's always to be happy at the end of it. It is your own design, and you should be happy about it. Now, there's no single way of creating a wood stain canvas. My preference is to put a lot of all wood stain, and then to let it sink slowly into the wood. The idea is to allow the patterns to appear. Now there's a few ways for you to do that. One, you have to generously apply the wood stain. The other one is to constantly brush the wood stain into the wood. As you can see, I'm also brushing it into the dovetails at the end. Okay, I think it's done. The important thing now is to let it settle. Oops. Alright, so this is an oil-based wood stain. Not a water-based, an oil-based. So oil-based is very good for wood because it seeps into the wood naturally, like water, because wood is actually permeable. And as it seeps in, because it's got dye, eventually when you rub it off, or when it dries, it will leave a mark, a stain. So do it as much as you can. It's got a thinner in the paint, or rather in the stain, and eventually as it settles down, as it seeps into the wood, the thinner also dries off. The thinner is important because you need some kind of fluidity. As much as I can. I'm concentrating at the center where I believe I want to, that's a feature of this wood. And later on, when I start to tell you how to design or create the best sections of the wood for the boxART, you will see that there are parts of the wood which are beautiful, and you want to use that in your box frame. Okay, I can see that the colors are already seeping in. The thinner is drying out, and you know what? I think that's about it. Okay, let's see how this comes out. Okay, I'm gonna punch this here, and then put the brush aside, pull out the tissues, and see how the stains have come out. You can see it's almost dry or semi-dry. Still wet. You need the wetness because you need the tissue to wipe off the stain like this. Alright? I start off with one side. There you go. Turn the other side of the tissue. Put it aside. Take another bunch, wrap it, pull it towards you, then the other side. Okay, get another one. This is pollen season, so I'm allergic to pollen.